Ryan Garcia says that Devin Haney hits harder than Gervonta Tank Davis. Just when you thought the trolling was done, Ryan Garcia goes at him again. But hey, maybe Ryan Garcia is honestly telling the truth, or at least that's what his experience was. I just find it a little bit hard to believe that, you know, the guy you got stopped by doesn't hit as hard as the guy you basically put a beat down on. But hey, maybe it's true. Maybe Devin hits harder than Tank to, you know, contradict everything we've always believed. But who knows? Ryan Garcia knows. We weren't in the ring with both these guys. Ryan was. So Ryan kind of has a solid resume now. Having Devin Haney and Tank on his resume, won one of them. So it's like, dang, you know, Ryan Garcia, he really shocked the world there. But he said that not only is Devin stronger when it comes to, you know, cracking people, he not only does Devin hit harder than Tank, but he also said that Devin's a better fighter. So he said that if he had to pick between Devin Haney and Gervonta Tank Davis, he'd say that Devin Haney would win. He would take Devin over Tank. And I think part of that is just like Ryan Garcia beat him, so you obviously don't want to discredit, you know, the opponent that you beat, so you're trying to level him up, you know, over Tank. So I get where maybe that's going there, but maybe he genuinely feels that way. Maybe he just feels like him at his best, his strongest, not having to deal with the rehydration clause, not having to deal with 136-pound catch weight, really did play that much of a role to the point where Ryan Garcia is like, man, I could beat anybody now. And I think that part of it is true. Like, I feel like Ryan Garcia right now, who's really calling out Ryan Garcia? Nobody's calling out Ryan Garcia. He's so like on top of the world now. Now that people know that he's not just a TikToker, he's not just a social media star, they know that that power is real because he went in there against a champion and dismantled him and put a beat down on him and cracked him, dropped a guy that's never been dropped, and just really should have, even though he didn't get the stoppage, that was basically a stoppage in my book. So, you know, now people have to really be careful about how they approach Ryan Garcia, because Ryan Garcia has been in you know, so many headlines talking about different fights, like Drawn Boots Ennis fights with Isak Cruz, another big fight, you know, the potential rematch with Devin Haney. But in my opinion, like, who's really out here being like, I want to fight Ryan Garcia next? No one's really saying that, and I think it's for good reason too, because why would you want to fight a guy that like everyone underestimated, but now he kind of embarrassed Devin Haney? And honestly, there's no shame. Like, it's not embarrassing to people in the boxing world, but you know how social media is. They like to meme on people and kind of point out their flaws and look back when they were saying this and that, and then when they end up losing, it looks a little funny. It looks a little, you know, ironic. So people like to do that to Devin Haney, but I think Devin's a great fighter. I think, you know, he's just one of those guys that you have to appreciate, you know, the hard work, the discipline. And he just ran into a guy that was simply more talented than him. You know what I mean? Like, I like boxing for a lot of reasons, but, you know, one of the main reasons is because there's so many parallels to life as well. Like, no matter what, even though you don't work as hard as somebody, sometimes you just have that God-gifted talent where it just makes up for everything, and you're able to perform, you're able to succeed because of that talent. And Ryan Garcia is just that. He's just like that. That's a prime example of, you know, even though he probably wasn't as disciplined as Devin Haney, didn't work as hard as him, he still got the job done because he has that level of talent. I'm not saying it's the way it should be, but that's life sometimes. Sometimes, you know, it's not fair. But Ryan Garcia really handling business against Devin Haney, that was not a pretty performance for Devin Haney. You know, we're used to seeing him outbox all of his opponents and do it easily, but now seeing him against a guy who was, you know, just as young as him, just as fast, probably faster and stronger than him, you know, it really showed in that fight. So I don't know. I think Devin Haney will be back. It just, you know, styles make fights, and that was a tough stylistic matchup for him. Usually fighting smaller guys, going in there with a guy who's just as rangy as him, hits harder than him, it has faster hands. So it was a tough matchup for him, and it definitely showed on that night. But, you know, all the experts, everyone, your favorite analysts in the sport of boxing, picked Devin Haney, and Ryan Garcia just simply shocked the world. There's no other way to put it, but he shocked everybody, proved everybody wrong. and everyone thought he was crazy, that he was doing this, he was doing that, and maybe he was doing some of that stuff, but that talent made up for it all at the end of the day, and he shut up a big community of boxing that didn't take him seriously as a boxer, and now there's no doubt about it. You beat a guy like Devin Haney, and you have a fight with a guy like Tank, you're going to be respected. And Ryan Garcia does deserve that level of respect, especially right now. Everything that he's gone through, when it comes to social media, Ryan Garcia's talked about his mental health. It all came kind of full circle now. After dealing with that darkness from the Tank fight, all the frustration being taken advantage of because of the rehydration clause and the catch weight, and then kind of taking it all out on Devin and getting his win and avenging his first loss ever. Ryan Garcia deserves it, because sacrificing yourself to make that Tank fight happen, Ryan did that for the sport of boxing because everybody wanted to see it at the end of the day. Yeah, he was going to make millions of dollars, but ultimately, he didn't have to take that fight. He could have made millions of dollars fighting, Joe Schmo, but he chose to fight Tank, agreed to all the stipulations and restrictions in the contract with the catch weight and the rehydration clause to make a big fight happen for the sport of boxing. You have to remember where boxing was during this time, where Earl Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford weren't fighting. Ryan took it upon himself to agree to all those stipulations with the Tank fight, the rehydration clause, and the catch weight to make a big fight for boxing. And now he's getting that reward. It's called good karma, and he deserves it because he does have God-gifted ability to hurt people and has that crazy power, and he deserves it. Ryan Garcia is the man right now. There's no person in the boxing world, in the world of sports, who doesn't know who Ryan Garcia is right now, because he's so polarizing. He's exciting to watch. He's must-see TV. He's a superstar. He knows how to sell people. He knows how to sell himself to people in terms of, this is why you should watch me fight, because I know about this, I talk about this. Yeah, they think I'm crazy, but guess what? In the ring, I'm gonna perform, and that's what he did. So he did everything he said he was gonna do, and I think he deserves all the credit in the world, because a lot of people, they're afraid to lose in the sport of boxing, especially all these prospects coming up. They're saying they're going to be the next Terrence Crawford. They're going to be the next Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, that sounds great, but at the end of the day, find your own identity. Be unique in your own way. Don't try to be something you're not. Being undefeated is great, but ultimately people respect you as a champion, as a warrior. Within the sport of boxing, even if you take a loss, the real ones know that you can come back from it, and Ryan Garcia was just a prime example of the fact that you can come back from the lowest point where people count you out and think you're a nobody, and you can prove them all wrong. That's what he did against Devin Haney. He didn't just go in there and beat Joe Schmo. He went in there and beat one of the best fighters in the world in Devin Haney, and honestly put a beating on him. So Ryan Garcia, great fight, great message for the sport of boxing. It was a great outcome for the sport, because it shows the underdog can win sometimes, and you can have a vengeance story where you make up for a loss, you make up for a mistake you made, and you learn from it, and there's a better plan for you in the future. There's great success and light at the end of the tunnel, and now Ryan Garcia is reaping that reward after sacrificing all that weight during the Tank fight. Now he gets rewarded for it, but it came a little later. But I'm sure Ryan Garcia is feeling on top of the world, as he is right now. But thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace. That's going to do it for another Nads Fight Media video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your boy, Matt Nabong, with another video. Hope you guys enjoyed it all. Thank you guys for the constant support. Salute to y'all always. It's been your boy.